Welcome. Today we've got a really fascinating deep dive for you, looking at South Africa's national ambition for AI.
Hmm.
All the sources seem to paint this picture of a world-class strategy, but they all ask a very tough question.
Is it more talk than action?
Exactly. Is that gap between the policy on paper and the reality on the ground just too wide right now?
And, the stakes here are incredibly high. The author of our main source really grounds this in a personal story.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he talks about the anxiety of raising his 11-year-old son in a world that's being shaped by AI so quickly.
Right.
And without, responsible governance, it could just lock in the same old inequalities for his son's generation. That's the real cost of these delays.
That really sets the mission for us then. Okay, so we have this robust policy on paper. It comes from the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies, the DCDT.
That's right.
We saw the framework released in late 2024, and that was after a huge national AI summit earlier in the year. So on the surface, it looks like there's a lot of activity.
And what's truly impressive, I think, is the quality of that initial vision. The working group created a very intentionally African-centered approach.
Which means what exactly?
It means they focused heavily on principles like data sovereignty, which is, absolutely critical to preventing what people call digital colonialism
Okay, sure.
and digital inclusion, mitigating bias. It's a really ethically sound document, very human-centered.
And we even see some success stories, right? Like the Western Cape government.
Yes, they actually moved ahead with their own AI policy, specifically for public healthcare.
So they set up their own ethical guardrails.
Exactly. But that provincial success, it almost highlights the national roadblock, doesn't it?
How so?
Because they have this brilliant plan at the national level, but the big question is, where's the money? Precisely. The policy work is done, the consultations are finished, but cabinet approval, dedicated funding, and those actual implementation plans, they're just elusive.
A policy without a budget is, what's the quote?
It's just a press release.
Oh.
And that's the core concern here.
And this delay becomes even more significant when you look around the region. You've got
Mhm.
nations like Rwanda, Kenya, Egypt, Mauritius.
They've all established or funded their national AI frameworks already. They're moving
So South Africa risks becoming just a consumer of foreign AI.
instead of a creator.
Yeah.
And that inertia, that delay, it creates these profound risks. Let's talk about algorithmic bias for a second.
Right.
If your systems are only trained on, say, unrepresentative or old data, the AI just learns and then amplifies all those historical prejudices.
Right.
Social, racial.
It's like teaching a computer all of our worst habits.
Perfectly put. And then there's the even bigger issue,
Algorithmic colonialism.
which is when you rely on foreign AI models that are, shaped by completely different values. They can misinterpret local context or even silence legitimate South African voices because the model just wasn't built for them.
So bridging this gap, what are the concrete steps?
Yeah.
The sources seem to boil it down to three crucial things.
They do.
First, obviously, is cabinet approval and adequate funding.
Yeah.
And that's not just for the bureaucracy, right?
No, it's for real world things like computing infrastructure in schools, building open data sets, expanding internet access,
Okay, second step,
establishing regulatory sandboxes.
which are basically controlled test environments.
Exactly. A safe space to test real world AI in, say, health and education, all under independent supervision. It lets you innovate without breaking things.
And finally, number three is a massive investment in AI literacy.
Yes, for everyone, but especially for children. We need to equip them to critically question and understand how AI is working and to do it in their own languages.
It feels like South Africa has done the hard work of discussion.
They have. But now it's time to move beyond the policy documents. The goal here has to be what they call algorithmic sovereignty.
Making sure the digital future actually serves all South Africans.
Not just the ones who can afford foreign tech. It has to be an uplift for everyone.
So that leaves you with a final provocative thought. Given these huge risks of algorithmic colonialism when a policy just stalls, what is the most immediate concrete step a nation can take today to protect its data sovereignty even before a full policy is funded and enacted? Something for you to think about.